for the killings of 11 people in a rural township. And Tanzania embarks on a massive project to modernize its agriculture, but experts say this could affect small-scale farmers. Well, these plus other stories will come up in just a moment. Stay tuned. And the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital Friday received an assortment of kidney medicine from Ida Bass Foundation, a charitable organization based in the UK. And the items were received by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Dr. Cherno Omar Bari. Janke Ture has the rest of the story.
Committed to saving lives, Ida Bass Kidney Foundation donated kidney consumables worth over $5 million to Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital in Banjul. Handing over the items, the charity coordinator, Pa Usenu Hadin, while hoping that the items will be well utilized, said the gesture is not new.
This is the 5th donation we are giving to the hospital, and my sister, Celia Flatshoot, who is the founder of this foundation, is presently in the UK and couldn't make it to the Gambia due to her busy schedule. I'm here to hand over these items to the hospital, and then I do hope that these items will go a long way to give patients with renal failure a quality treatment.
Given the hospital's challenges including inadequate kidney medicine and beds for patients with kidney failures, Dr. Cherno Omar Bari applauded the foundation's recent intervention.
The space we have is a very small space. At present, we have only 12 beds, and because of the nature of the treatment, only 2 patients can share a bed per day. Ida Bass Foundation have had the wisdom of providing some of the consumables. These consumables are very, very expensive for the government.
P.S. Bari added that the consumables will significantly help in the treatment of kidney patients.
The consumables that have been brought, we have about 2,240 blood lines. We have about 460 B bags of 650 grams. We also have 720 B bags of 900 grams, including the 3 machines that I mentioned earlier. Now, for people who don't understand this, that a patient that has kidney failure would require to use a consumable for about 4 hours, and after that, that consumable is no more utilized.
Mamina Sambu, a nurse at the unit, also thanked the foundation for the gesture. She noted that the items will go a long way in improving the health and well-being of kidney patients.
We are forever more grateful to the Ida Bass Kidney Foundation, which was based purposely on providing assistance for those who can't afford. As we know, the treatment for hemodialysis is a very expensive one, and it's free for now in this country.
The team was also taken on a conducted tour of the kidney treatment facility. As their mission is dedicated to preventing kidney disease, the Ida Bass Kidney Foundation is a charitable organization founded in June 2013 by a UK-based Gambian, Celia Flatshoot. Since then, the foundation has been helping the hospital with various medical items. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Janke Ture.
And a quick correction on the story, and that is the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Cherno Bari there. And the community of Talinding, led by National Assembly member Honorable Fatoumata Jawara, has embarked on a cleansing exercise at the Talinding Annex Lower Basic School. And as we hear in this report by Kubaba, the exercise is part of efforts to maintain a clean and healthy environment.
The National Assembly member for Talinding constituency, Honorable Fatoumata Jawara, has spearheaded a cleansing exercise at the Talinding Annex Lower Basic School. According to Honorable Jawara, the exercise is part of her contribution in ensuring that children live in a healthy environment.
Really, the school environment is very dirty, and they have a very poor sanitation. Then I pay a visit there 2 days back, and I contact my guys that we have to do a settle exercise here. But I think the people around the area also should change their attitude towards the way they live in the environment.
The Honorable member further emphasized the need for a clean environment, most especially for school-going children.
This place is not hygiene at all. And we have a lot of kids in Talinding who are coming to the school because this is not healthy for the kids, really.
The step taken was highly appreciated by the school authorities, who call on others to emulate Madam Jawara.
I'm very happy. It shows me that she has the school at heart, she has our constituency at heart, and she has the people of the constituency at heart. She has concern for the children.
Sira Fai, the lady councillor of Talinding, also dilated on the need for a clean environment.
Cleaning the school is very important because we have seen that the students are here and they are the children of tomorrow, and where they are learning is not the proper way to live like this in that school.
Speaking on behalf of Talinding Vision CAFO, Isa Makalo urged government and other stakeholders to look into the proper hygiene standards in schools.
We will appeal to the government to come on board because they've seen, you see, GRTS have taken the environment of the school. Let them come on board and help our environment. The school environment is not hygienic at all.
Other speakers, including Sajo Sabali and Binta Trawale, acknowledged the efforts of the volunteers for coming up with such initiative to promote a healthy environment for all. For GRTS News, I am Kumbaba.
And the students of the Islamic Online University have inaugurated a new executive student body, and the handing over ceremony was held at the university grounds in Kanifing. As Fatu Janembai reports, the new body is expected to promote the welfare of students.
These are the elected executive members of the Islamic Online University student body. The newly elected members are tasked with the responsibility to promote and protect student welfare and rights on academic matters. Mohammed Al-Amin K. Sane is the new president of the student body.
As a servant, I have a strong belief in my team. They are focused always on the interest and satisfaction of their fellow students. They are working and promise to work tirelessly to see that a conducive environment for learning is created for the students and a platform for sharing of information and the knowledge gained.
Future plans for students promptly include forging solid partnerships with other tertiary institutions and new initiatives to offer voluntary services for communities they serve.
This is a lifetime journey called seeking knowledge. It is the way to success, but filled with numerous challenges. But the winners are those who struggle to overcome these challenges.
10 years is a decade. And this topic is very timely. It's timely both at the micro. Micro meaning here, but IO is not a micro, it's a macro in essence. But micro in the sense that it's starting from the global office.
The handing over ceremony was also punctuated by a lecture offered by a renowned Islamic scholar, Sheikh Hamad Jaite, who was at the university at the invitation of the students. His topic of deliberation was centered on change for the better. Sheikh Jaite defined change as moving from the lower level of existence to a higher level of existence.
So our problem is, as Muslims, I believe it is not a matter of not knowing what the Quran or the Sunnah is, but it is a problem of taking the meanings of the Quran and the Sunnah and bringing it down into our social reality. And this is why we are going to discuss, or we are going to talk about change today. What is change? In the Holy Quran, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala didn't leave anything for the Muslims. Everything is explained, exhaustive. That's why the word change in the Holy Quran, you have change in the Holy Quran. What is the meaning of change? Well, change is always preceded by movement.
A poem entitled What is in a Name was recited by Bintu KCC, a student of the university.
My name is the IOU, the Islamic Online University, the University of Affordability, where quantity matters not but quality. The stream of reasonable knowledge, the true center of excellence.
Now that the students have unanimously elected their leaders, they are hopeful that the new executive will work closely with the university management towards meeting their academic needs. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Fatijan Mbai.
And the Dinding Yuriwa Federation, an affiliate of Child Fund the Gambia, is implementing various development programs geared towards improving the quality of life of children and youth in the Kombo North and the South districts. And the management of the federation recently conducted a counseling career for children who have completed school under the Child Fund sponsorship. And Saidu Kamara has more in this report.
This two-day training on career counseling sought to help the young people make their right career choices. Babukar Jammeh of Child Fund the Gambia said the seminar will expose the participants to realize their potential. He urged them to make the best use of the opportunity given to them.
This will kind of help the youths they've sponsoring over the years to decide which career path they are going to take. Not only to decide, but also to look at the benefits associated with choosing such career paths rather than just completing school and just you want to rush into the job market and then you can accept any employment opportunity that comes your way, even that is not what suits your academic qualification.
The manager of Dinding Yuriwa Federation, Aliu Mendy, thanked Child Fund for partnering with them to make this training a success.
This is the first of its kind. After several years of conducting annual operation plans, we have now realized that most of our target groups that are children and youth normally graduate without proper counseling. And most of the time, they choose certain careers that does not match with their qualification or even match with their talent. Because as you know, each and every human being, God creates you with an inbuilt talent that you really need to explore.
Adam Akoli, one of the participants.
Okay, one of my expectations at the end of this session is to be able to identify a particular career, not just me, but the whole participants, to be able to identify a particular career that they will like to pursue after the end of the session. Like we have in the Gambia, we miss so many different types of careers. We will see this and say, this one a lady cannot do this, it's a man job, or this one a man cannot do it, it is for ladies. But after this training, one of my expectations is for the ladies to be able to identify their own careers that they can pursue.
The governor of West Coast Region, Ibrahim Mbalo, thanked the organizers and urged the participants to stay focused.
So Child Fund, we, the Gambia, especially West Coast, we have seen how you touch the lives of the people in West Coast. This federation, I know, in the Gambia, West Coast is one of the core hubs of Child Fund. And we have learned a lot, what you have done, what you are doing, and I hope it will be a continuous process. For the young guys who were sponsored by Child Fund, I think they'll also one day be contributors to Child Fund by either being staff to Child Fund or contributing by sponsoring younger ones.
Organizers are hoping at the end of this two-day training, all the participants would have given the necessary guidance in choosing their future career. Saido Kamara, GRTS News.
And having secured funding to kickstart a United Nations Industrial Development Organization Least Developed Countries scheme, the National Environment Agency recently conducted a national workshop for stakeholders in the waste management sector, and the training seeks to promote participation in the implementation of existing environmental laws in order to effectively monitor, control and manage the country's waste. Janke Ture tells us more.
The objective of this workshop organized by the NEA is to sensitize stakeholders on effective waste management procedures. It is a major step towards promoting business and job opportunities in the field of waste management. The Registrar of Pesticides and Hazardous Chemicals at the National Environment Agency, Omar Esba, further elaborates on the significance of the training.
The objective of today's workshop is to sensitize the people, especially those in the waste sector like local councils, NGOs, small and medium enterprises that are involved in waste management, so that they can be sensitized on the impacts that waste can cause in terms of health, as well as environmental impacts. So we want to put a message across that in the management of waste, it goes with some health implications that they need to be aware of so that they take the necessary measures to minimize or lessen the health effect on them and the environment around them.
The pesticide expert added that plans have been put in place to tackle waste management problems across the Gambia. The Director of Administration and Finance at the National Environment Agency, Mohamed Dentin, said the government of the Gambia has intensified efforts to reduce the huge tons of waste produced daily within our localities.
The Gambia ratified the Stockholm Convention in June 2003. The convention is a legally binding international instrument designed to lead to gradual decrease of the presence of persistent organic pollutants in the environment. Persistent organic pollutants, POPs, are toxic chemicals that adversely affect human health and the environment around the world.
In order to create effective and successful waste management strategies, a wide range of stakeholders must be involved and engaged in the process, according to Mohamed Dentin.
This national convergence process will encourage all participants to actively participate and take ownership of whatever recommendations are made. I am of the belief, however, that by engaging all stakeholders and working together, we can come up with well-articulated innovation approaches to address the mounting challenges posed by diversified and various forms of waste generated by us.
Waste management has been a global concern, and least developed countries in particular have been most affected by poor waste management mechanisms. This national workshop is being held to map out strategies on how to effectively manage the different types of waste generated on a daily basis and to identify roles and responsibilities for different stakeholders. That process is expected to lead towards a better management of waste in all forms across the Gambia. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Janke Toure.
And coming up next is News and Sports after this break. Don't go away. And the Gambian professional Dudu Gassama is set to compete in the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Golf Championship in Yamoussoukro, Ivory Coast. And the Gambia's top professional will travel to Senegal next week for training ahead of the tournament. And the young professional's trip has been boosted by a familiar benefactor. And Babukar Senghor tells us more.
Welcome to Fajara's pristine golf course with its narrow fairways. The ideal place for amateurs to sharpen their skills, and for seasoned pros like Lamin Jame and JJ Jata to show the world what they have learned on this course. They hit the first shots on a sunny day. They aren't in competition. This was an exhibition for the cameras. Behind them stood the elegantly gifted figure of Dudu Gassama. The young man is now leading the Gambia's assault on the Houphouët-Boigny Golf Championship in Yamoussoukro in Ivory Coast. The young pro's trip is being bankrolled by the Qatari ambassador to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed El Kabi.
The pro competitor, between them, there is a competition for 3 days. And I told them the winner, he will participate in the Abidjan. So they play for 3 days, 18 hole every day, and the winner was Dudu, and he will represent Gambia in this tournament. I hope all the best for him. And as I told the pros, this year I will send 1 pro, next year 2, and if I'm still in the Gambia, I promise 3 the year after.
Gassama, who is no stranger to international competitions, has already bagged one top prize in Senegal and is hopeful of adding the Houphouët-Boigny trophy in his now bulging trophy cabinet.
Just working on my game currently, lately I'm playing really well with my game, so it's like just need to work hard, focus there, have the belief if I go there I can make something,
What do you need to work on?
In my entire game, because I will say my chip and my short game, because normally playing from a brown going to a green is kind of transition. This is why I will take this opportunity to go to Senegal most likely on Tuesday or Wednesday. I have some practice rounds on the green, so that I can feel the green.
The pros make their living from golf. That is, they are employees of golf. So the more competitions there are, the more chance of them winning prize money. And so if there are no competitions, basically it's like being out of work. So for the pros, competitions are really important.
There is so much expectation hanging over young Duru, as he represents the Gambia in Ivory Coast. But that had to do with his rise to stardom.
As for Dudu, we all trust him because he's a very good player. He has been doing tremendous in this game because since he became a pro, he's been an active player and he played very well and win a couple of tournaments even in Senegal. I traveled them to Sierra Leone and Senegal many times, and Dudu is a very good player.
150% confidence on him because he's always in the field. Once you are in the field practicing, it's easy for you. It's very important. There's no one key part of this game. Keep on knocking. One day it will come.
For now, the top pro will head for Yamoussoukro to take part in the Houphouët-Boigny International Championship, knowing his every stroke will be watched by Gambians. For GRTS Sport, this is Babukar Senghor.
And that takes us to another break. The international stories is up next. To stay tuned. And let's head to South Africa because police there are looking for those responsible for the death of 11 people in Cape Town. And they were gunned down ahead of the weekend in Nyanga Township, and top detectives and police high-risk specialists have been deployed in the township to take part in the manhunt. And we have more of that in this report.
Took place here in the Marikana informal settlement in Nyanga at around 7 on Friday evening. Gunmen killed 3 people in this shack. 3 more bodies were found lying between the shacks, and 4 were fatally wounded as they sat drinking here in this tavern.
We had 4 crime scenes within close proximity of one another, and when we did the count, we had 10 bodies. Some of the people were rushed to hospital, and later in the evening, it turned out that the 11th one succumbed to injuries sustained during the attack.
A 30-year-old woman wounded in the attack is still in hospital. Police say top tactical and intelligence operatives are conducting the investigation, but say the motive for Friday night's carnage is still unknown.
At this point, we wouldn't want to speculate. It's suffice to say that we've deployed enough forces on the ground to prevent further attacks, and we're quite comfortable with the forces that we have on the ground that there won't be any other incident.
Residents who did not want to appear on camera told me how they lived in fear of criminals here in Nyanga, which has become notorious as the murder capital of South Africa. Police say they are hunting for a group of male suspects aged between 25 and 40, and say they are committed to making arrests in this senseless and brutal act of violence.
Our appeal to the community is that they need to work with us. Without information that comes from the communities, we may take longer to get to some of, the perpetrators of these heinous acts. We want to appeal to the communities that we are here to assist them. They just need to work with us.
Renard Al-Kham, CGTN, Nyanga, near Cape Town, South Africa.
And also in Tanzania, plans to revolutionize farming are taking shape, and they've been led by the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor of Tanzania, SACCOT. And the multi-stakeholder 6-cluster plan started 6 years ago, and while it ends in 2030. And the government says it will help produce more food for Africa by But experts are concerned that small-scale farmers could be forgotten as the big plan rolls on. And Daniel Kijo has more.
Tanzania's Mbeya region brings meaning to the phrase living off the land. This is an area that feeds 65% of Tanzania and parts of Eastern and Central Africa. It is one of the regions in the 6-cluster SAGOT plan, a revolution that could affect this farmer, only he doesn't know it yet.
We are farmers by origin. Farming has always been our reality. We have small farms and have never done business or large-scale farming. Most of us are small-scale farmers.
All that could be about to change. Another phase of the SAGCOT rollout is coming to Mbeya next. Initiated at the World Economic Forum in 2010, SAGCOP aims to identify existing and new project opportunities in the infrastructure and agricultural sectors. It is hoped that it could hasten the development of the region's agricultural potential, which could affect millions of lives. In Cluster 1 in Iringa and Njombe, among other things, SAGCOT has assisted farmers with knowledge on crop storage, facilitated access to market, and introduced machinery for land preparation and harvesting. And the results are already visible.
We have been working with farmers for the past 2 years, and within 2 years we have managed to push the productivity of 1,500 farmers from that 5 to 7 to about 28 tons per hectare.
This agriculture expert in Mbeya region says working with small farmers is key to the plan's success.
So if SAGCOT is here, it should make sure that it's here for real, and it should be focusing on farmers, directly to farmers, because farmers what really need is that direct relationship, not just coming and going, and that won't be helpful to them.
The SAGCOT plan has only just begun, and experts say it will not be without its challenges. But if successful, it could improve food security and the livelihood of millions in the region. Daniel Kijo, CGTN, Mbeya, Tanzania.
Of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories once again. The people of Talending have embarked on a massive cleansing exercise targeting vital facilities in the community. And Gambia's leading professional golfer Dudu Gassama has set his sight on the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Golf Championship in Ivory Coast. And police in Cape Town have launched a nationwide manhunt for the killers of 11 people in rural township. And Tanzania has embarked on a massive project to modernize its agriculture, but experts say this could affect small-scale farmers. Well, that was all in this edition of the News at 10 with me, Fatuma Tasise. Thank you for joining us, and bye for now.
They came to power on the backdrop of promises to create jobs and enhance democracy and the rule of law. The enthusiasm among young people was phenomenal, characteristics of trust and confidence in a new leadership. Months down the road, how do people feel, and how are people's expectations being managed? Is there a form of disconnect between what the government is doing and what the people expect? Or is it all too early? Well, GRTS has created a platform to bring government closer to the people in our special new program called Face the Nation with me, Teneng Jite.
Is called hyperinflation of heartbreak, our capital city a deflation of kindness, a blood flow of a system of flood.